Well, hello there, and welcome to Cityline. I am zooming from my kitchen into your home, and it's wonderful to be with you. We have a great hour ahead of us. Later on in the hour, we'll be talking with Tacoma Historical Society. They have a new building, and you get to hear about it. And then we'll be talking with the Pierce County Developmental Disability Legislative Forum. They have a forum every year, and this is a great chance to talk to some of our legislators about some things that you'd like to see changed. The Grand Cinema will be here talking about the Tacoma Film Festival. Yes, there is going to be a Tacoma Film Festival. And of course, Victoria will be here from the Tacoma Pierce County Humane Society with our pet of the week. And right now with me, I have four amazing individuals who are here to talk about, because October is Tacoma Arts Month, a community engagement project. So please join me in welcoming Daniel Garza. Daniel, you are a community boombox artist, and your professional artistic name is Smoky Wonder. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. And then we also have with us, who's also on mute right now, is Teruko Nimura. You are a Care is Free project artist. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much.
And then with us also is Tomiko Nimura. You are also part of the Care is Free project artistry. Welcome, Tomiko.
Thanks so much.
And certainly last but not least, someone who I love the Facebook page that they put out. We're talking about Jamaica Scott, who is the author and finisher of Where Is Your Heart for Tacoma Art Month. Hello, Jamaica.
Hi, happy to be here.
It's great to have all of you here. I feel like we're kind of like on a game show. This is like the most Zooming people that I've been able to talk to in one setting. It's kind of cool. So this is a question for all of you. And let's start with Daniel, and then we'll go to Teruko, and then Tomiko, and then Janika. Tell us about how the 2020 Tacoma Art Month's theme, Cultivate Care and Wonder, reached you as a community engagement artist. And go ahead, Daniel.
Yes, absolutely. So it reached me at a great time. I had been working over the summer with various projects, art and music projects, and I had heard from the Tacoma Art Commission. Shout outs to Naomi, shout outs to Chevy there. And it was the perfect little extra push for me, and kind of allowed me to really have a fun October working on this project.
Nice. And what is your story, Teruko, in terms of how did it find you?
Well, I think right now as a mother and an artist, I'm just really scared for our ability to relate to one another and to recognize our shared humanity. So I think that the theme, Cultivate Wonder and Care, is just, for me, feels like an urgent call to action. And we're also isolated right now. I just want people to know that they're loved fundamentally as a fellow human being. And I think that's what our project really is about for me.
Oh, I'm jumping in with you on that statement you just made. So Tomiko, what would you like to add to that?
Yeah, so the park project through the City of Tacoma Arts and Cultural Vitality reached out to Teruko because she'd worked with them for a public art project before. And they asked her if she wanted to work with me as well. And we had never worked together before, though we're sisters. We talked about our art before, but we'd never collaborated on a project before. So we're super excited to be involved in this one.
You know, that could be a documentary for the next film festival about work together. I would buy
It's been amazing
for that.
It's been really incredible how people have responded.
I love that. And Jamaica, how did this project reach you as a community engagement project artist?
Yeah, I also got that email from Chevy and Naomi, and they've both been really great in the past as far as projects that I've worked on with the city. And so I was really excited about it because cultivating care and wonder is something that seems to be a through line in my life. I always think that if people can remain curious, if people can remain empathetic, then there's always hope on the horizon. So it really reached me at a time where I've been doing a lot of community organizing. There's been a lot of heaviness in the community, especially around various policies, the election, the death of Manuel Ellis. So there was just a lot of heavy moments. So this really gave me a chance to engage with people in a way that made me smile, that made them smile, and allowed us to talk about things that weren't necessarily always happy, but that filled our hearts and refilled our well.
I love that. So beautifully said. So Daniel, what was Community Boombox and what inspired you?
Yeah, so Community Boombox is exactly that. This guy right here, which is a large Sanyo boombox from 1980. I love stuff that just makes sound. It can be anything. And I was able to DJ through the boombox using different equipment that I have. Part of my own working requirements was that it was going to be battery powered. And what it allowed myself and other community members to do was express our visions and ideas right in public. It was like somewhere between a public event and a busking or a street performance. It was a space creator. It allowed for me to invite some artists I really admire in Tacoma. Big shout outs to Tay Nguyen, Kelly Richardson, Pat Coleman, my photographers, Daniel Kirkani and Miriam McBride, as well as poets Tashawn DeVille, Eduardo Trujillo, and Sophia Trujillo Walton, Kevin DeGard, and the Samurambi dance crew, so many others. And it just allowed us to claim our own space in public for expression, and the passerbys and things like that who would walk by, they would just be immersed in this kind of little world that we created.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I would imagine some of them had never seen a boombox, and some of them that walked by went, "Oh, a boombox! I remember these," which I'm in that category.
Right, me too. And yeah, there was definitely this kind of nostalgia element that I think helped people gravitate towards, but also it was a little bit of a response to everything becoming more and more digital in our lives. So I think it was a lot of fun.
So we have about 5 minutes left, and I'm going to switch the script a bit here because I want to end with the sisters, because sisters naturally talk a lot. So Jamaica, I'm going to go to you first because I'm afraid we're not going to be able to get everything in. So Jamaica, let's talk about where is your heart?
Kind of like I was talking about, I really just love to hear what motivates people, what makes people passionate, what pushes them to get out of bed each day, and what kind of propels them forward in a time where it's not really easy to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So that's what this was about. It was just about taking a moment to allow somebody to share their story with me as far as picking a spot. I left it completely up to the person being interviewed to pick the spot where we had the interview. And then I just gave people the prompt of what fills your heart, and I just let them talk. And I got some really cool sound bites and some really great portraits that went along with them. So.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this. So I tell me about some of the uplifting responses. Tell me about something that keeps you awake at nighttime, that it stays with you, because I can imagine you could write a novel of the outpouring of what came out of that question.
Yeah, I think that there are these little moments of you could just kind of see how in the beginning people are a little nervous to be talking to a camera or to be taking pictures and have all the attention on them. But as we kept going, you just kind of see people loosen up. And I think that moment of when in the interview people's shoulders kind of relaxed and they just kind of like leaned into talking about what what they loved and who they loved and how they loved. And it, you know, some people mentioned family, some people mentioned their work, some people mentioned their community. I interviewed my niece as one of the people, and she went on a long little jingle about butterflies, and that was one of her things. And so I think what really wrapped it up for me is one of my friends that I got a chance to interview. She said one of the things that she really loves is going someplace that feels like home. Oh. And that's Tacoma for me. That's my friends and family for me. I always say that the best thing about heading out of Tacoma is coming back to it. I love coming back home to Tacoma. So that really summed it up for me. And what keeps me up is just thinking about how much people care about this community and how there really is a lot of passion out there, and how we can all benefit by coming together and realizing that we're on the same page in a lot of ways.
Beautifully said. And that needs to be a billboard. We'll have to work on the exit 133 kind of saying, when you leave, come back. Yeah. All right, sisters, it's your turn. So here we go. I don't know how to address which one of you is going to do this. So we have.
I'm going to defer to my sister. Go ahead, my sister. She's been in this community for a lot longer. We just moved, so please.
All right, so here we go. So what was Care is Free? Tamiko, what is it?
Well, we're dropping it this week. It's a bunch of care packages to feed the heart and soul, to provide comfort and encouragement to people across the city. We're dropping them at Food is Free tables. We've been partnering with the Food is Free community to put together a series of, and with other community members to bring together a bunch of items that we hope will bring people some comfort and encouragement and nourishment.
Wow, this is just incredible. So as you have started to project manage this, what's been uplifting about it? And Taruko, I want you to answer that first.
Well, I think one of the things that's amazing is just working with my sister and seeing how just this has brought us together in a lot of ways. We can't be together. We're in separate houses, we're quarantining, but just working with her and seeing how involved she is with the community has been a really good, and she's really the one that's been grounding us in this community, this project.
So these tables bring me such hope. There's many of them in my neighborhood, and I am constantly putting things on them that as I go through my cupboards that I know that I thought I was going to make this last week. I'm not going to make it. Put it on there. But they are a symbol of hope, and they're a symbol of love. Yes. And I'm constantly taking pictures of them to remind myself what we are capable of, even when the headlines says something different. So tell me in this last few seconds, what's in the care package, or should we leave it as a surprise?
So a lot of them are items related to our Japanese American heritage because they're about roots and nourishment and sustenance. It's about 10 things, honestly. So there are handmade masks, letterpress postcards that we designed with Jessica Spring from Springtide Press, who donated her time and materials to us. There are cloth masks made by my sister and by Wendy Hamai. There are seed packets donated by Dana Coggin and other folks in the community. And there's dark chocolate and some lavender that we gathered from one of my neighbors. Things for the senses, things to provide some hope, and a letter that I'm writing for anybody who gets the package. Oh my gosh, and these statues that my sister is making, they will look something like this. A Dharma statue, which is all about resilience and encouragement. And if you knock it over, it comes back up again. That's the most important part, really. And my sister's making it. Anything beautiful in the package, it's probably the work of my sister.
I want to say thank you to all four of you for just a wonderful 13 minutes of art heals. Thank you so much. Continue to do what you do. We need you so badly. And I want to have you back on here individually very, very soon.